Doing videography at a professional level can be pretty daunting, especially if you don't know where to start or what types of industries to get into. So today I'm going to talk about my top 5 industries that you can break into right now as a videographer and my pros and cons for each. Number 1, weddings. The wedding industry is a great industry to get started in as a videographer, and the gigs can actually pay pretty decently well, and usually they give a lot of creative freedom. Now, a lot of people, weirdly enough, will tell you to avoid the wedding industry at all costs, and there are certainly some cons that can come with doing wedding videos. Weddings are one of the few niche markets where the client usually doesn't have a full understanding of what goes into the process of creating a video. So with that being said, a lot of times that can allow for that creative freedom, but it can also come with some unrealistic expectations. The other downside of doing wedding videography is that ideally, if all goes well the first time, you're not going to have repeat clients, obviously. That being said, referrals are huge in the wedding industry, and if you do a good job doing somebody's wedding, it's very likely that when their friends are ready to get married, that they're going to consider coming to you for their video as well. To get into this industry, I would recommend marketing yourself at a local bridal show and just ask around. Talk to friends of friends, see who's getting married soon, and see who might be in the market for a wedding video. Number 2, real estate. Real estate is a great industry to get into because properties are being sold all the time, and agents are always looking for the newest way to be able to market those properties. With the advent of social media, there's lately been a pretty substantial push for video marketing in the world of real estate. One of the biggest pros for working in the real estate industry is that you have a huge potential for repeat clientele. If you work with an agent or a broker directly and you create a solid product, chances are they're going to want to come back to you in the future. You can also choose to work directly with apartment complexes or other multi-unit developments, which gives you even greater consistency and an even greater chance of having repeat clients. Now, the major disadvantage in my experience of working in this market is the profit margins. Unfortunately, in real estate videography, there's just not a lot of money to go into video. Real estate agents take a cut of the commission of the selling price of a house. So unless the house is extremely expensive, the marketing budgets for these agents are usually not that big, and there are a lot of other requirements that they have to fulfill to market a property. And you got to keep in mind too that they never know that they're going to get that commission check. If their client decides that they're not working out halfway through the process of a sale, then they can just drop them and that agent will get nothing. And all the money that they put into marketing is basically just gone. So make sure you keep that in mind. Be understanding when you're working with these agents, but this can be a disadvantage to getting into this industry as a videographer. Another disadvantage to this market is that sometimes the old-fashioned realtors don't necessarily have the understanding or appreciation for social media marketing, but I'm pretty optimistic that as younger people get into the real estate industry, that people will have more of an understanding and appreciation for social media and the value that videos can provide. Number 3, corporate/promotional. So this is another category within the realm of marketing where you're working with small businesses or corporations to promote their products, services, or specific locations. The possibilities in this category are kind of endless. There are so many companies out there looking for ways to market themselves, and in today's social media world, video is a great option for doing that. So the sheer amount of opportunities in this category are a big pro, but I also love how creative this industry can surprisingly be. Obviously, when working with videos like this, you have to be conscious of, rules, best practices, guidelines that come with creating videos to promote somebody else's company. But I've found that a lot of times, especially with small businesses, they're often willing to give you a lot of creative freedom. Another big pro for promotional and corporate videography is that compared to a lot of other industries, these corporations and small businesses tend to have pretty sizable marketing budgets to spend on videos. Now, one major downside of this industry is that it is pretty saturated. There's a lot of people out there that are trying to tap into the big corporate budgets to make videos, and there are a lot of companies that simply just have internal video departments nowadays. If you're looking to get into this area of the industry, networking is a huge asset. Consider joining your local chamber of commerce and networking with local business owners, and also be willing to leverage the network that you already have. Reach out to family and friends with small businesses and see if they're in need of any video content. And you might also want to consider even doing a free video or two if you need to get a portfolio for corporate content specifically. Now, I do want to warn you to be careful about doing that, because a lot of times, especially if they're people that you don't know, if you offer to do a free video, I hate to break it to you, but they might not come back to you and want to pay you for a video in the future. And also be conscientious of the damage that can do to other videographers out there. If people do too many free videos or do too many videos for a severely marked down price, you're kind of hurting the industry, because you're damaging other people's ability to get those clients and to make money. So while it can be useful when you're just starting off to maybe do once or twice just to build a portfolio, definitely be careful about doing this, and I don't recommend doing it for long. Number 4, sports. I've always been a huge sports fan, and I've been working in the sports broadcasting industry as a freelance videographer for over 6 years. But when I started in sports, I was doing a lot more creative videography, which I carried in when I co-founded Keystone back in 2019. Now, within the sports world, there are a couple different avenues that you can tackle. You can either go the sports broadcasting route, or you can go more for the creative shooting route. And if you try to work with individual athletes or individual teams, there are tons of opportunities out there for creative work in videography. And on the broadcast side, you can either do it as a freelancer or go work full-time with a broadcast company. Sports production and creative sport shooting are great gigs that can actually pay pretty well. But keep in mind that you're going to have to give up a lot of late nights and weekends, because that's when most sports are taking place. So keep that in mind and just have a flexible schedule. But like I said, this is a great industry to get into. Number 5, live events. Live events is actually where I got my start, and it's a great industry for camera operators and videographers. There are live events going on everywhere all the time, whether it's a charity fundraiser, a talk, a concert, a corporate event. There are all sorts of live events that need to be recorded or need live production elements involving videography. To get into this industry, I would consider working directly with live event production companies, or see if you can just talk to a local venue near you and see if they have any videography needs. Just like sports, live events can pay pretty well, but once again, you are probably going to have to give up a lot of weekends and late evenings. So just keep that in mind when you're considering getting into this industry. All in all, there are tons of opportunities out there for videographers. You really just need to know where to look. And I've had experience in each and every one of these industries pretty extensively. So if you have any questions about my personal experiences, or if you want to share any experiences of your own, make sure you drop those in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you throw us a like as well. Also, if you haven't subscribed, you're missing out. So make sure you hit that button, and we'll see you next time.